Hey y'all, I'm Shelby at the Agnes Robinson Waterloo Public Library in Waterloo, Nebraska. Welcome to our book talk for March 2021. I hope this nice spring weather has pulled you out of your reading slump and you're ready for some book recommendations. Today I'm going to tell you about 5 brand new titles that I think you might enjoy, and my goal is to introduce you to new authors that you may have never heard of or read yet, or tell you about some debut authors who have just published their first book. Let's go ahead and jump in. I hope you find something that sounds good to you, and you can place a hold on any of these titles today by calling us at 402-779-4171 or placing a hold on our catalog. So let's get started. My first pick is Pickard County Atlas by Chris Harding Thornton. This book takes place in a small, dusty town in Nebraska's Sandhills in the summer of 1979. The patriarch of the Reddick family has just died, decades after authorities ended the search for the body of his murdered son. Instead of bringing closure, Mr. Reddick's death sets Pickard County ablaze on a collision course with the county's sheriff deputy, Harley Jensen, who patrols the rundown community. Chris Harding Thornton is a 7th-generation Nebraskan, and this is her first book, so it works for the reading challenge prompt of reading a book set in Nebraska or by a Nebraska author. I don't want to give too much information away about the plot, but if you like thrillers and suspense, especially that take place in rural communities like we have right here in Nebraska, I think you might like Pickard County Atlas. Next up is Black Sun by Rebecca Roanhorse, who has previously written books for the Star Wars Enterprise. Black Sun takes place in the holy city of Tova, inspired by civilizations of the pre-Columbian Americas. While the winter solstice is usually a time for celebration and renewal, this year it coincides with a solar eclipse, a rare event that symbolizes an unbalancing of the world. Meanwhile, a ship from a distant city carries a disgraced siren and a blind passenger toward the city of Tova. This epic adventure is perfect for readers of science fiction, high fantasy, queer stories, and tales of magic. It's the first book in a series, so if you enjoyed this one, there will be more to come. And this book is a great option for the reading challenge prompt, read a book by a Native American or Indigenous author. That is Black Sun by Rebecca Roanhorse. I'm so excited to tell you about How Beautiful We Were by Imbolo Mbue. This book is set in the fictional African village of Kosawa during the 1980s, where a community is living in fear and illness because an American oil company is mining their land. Due to the toxic water and environmental degradation, women are infertile, children are dying young, but the villagers are being ignored by both their country's dictator and the oil corporation. But through the perspective of Thula, a young girl whose peers and relatives have died too young, we witness what happens when a generation is determined to hold on to her people's ancestral land and freedom. This is Mbue's second book. Her first one is about a Cameroonian immigrant who finds work at Lehman Brothers right before and during the 2008 financial crash. The audiobooks for both of these novels are incredible, and How Beautiful We Were will fulfill your reading challenge prompt of reading a book set in a country different from your own. That's How Beautiful We Were by Imbolo Mbue. You can check it out today to read along with me. Next up is Sparks Like Stars by Nadia Hashimi. In 1970s Afghanistan, Sitara is the daughter of a prominent family. Her father is the right-hand man to the Afghan president. One day, 10-year-old Sitara's world is shattered when a coup assassinates the president and Sitara's entire family. Only she survives. She's quickly smuggled out of the palace and finds her way to an American diplomat who adopts and raises her in America. Throwing herself into her studies, she becomes a renowned surgeon, but 40 years later, her world is rocked again when a familiar face appears in her examination room. It's the soldier who smuggled her out of the palace, yet may have murdered her entire family. She embarks on a quest back to Kabul to find out what truly happened in the palace that day, and this book is a great pick if you need to read a book set in a country different from your own for the 2021 Reading Challenge. That's Sparks Like Stars by Nadia Hashimi. My last pick is another work of Native American literature, The Seed Keeper by Diane Wilson. Rosalie Ironwing has grown up in the woods with her father, Ray. He teaches her about plants, science, and the origins of their Dakota people. But one day, Ray doesn't return from checking his traps. Told she has no other family, Rosalie is sent to live with a foster family in Mankato. Many years later, Rosalie is now a widow and a mother. She returns to her childhood home to confront the past and learns what it means to be descended from women with souls of iron. This novel spans several generations following a Dakota family's struggle to preserve their way of life and protect what matters most. Perfect for fans of Louise Erdrich, this book would also work if you need to read a book written by a Native American or Indigenous author for the reading challenge. That is The Seed Keeper by Diane Wilson. I hope I covered something that sparks your interest today. I know I have a lot of reading to do this month. There are so many good books to catch up on. Remember, you can place a hold on any of these titles plus more on our catalog or by calling 402-779-4171. I want to hear which book you are going to read next, so in the comments, please tell me below, and I wish you the happiest of reading. Thanks for watching. Bye.